ever wondered how come some people just crank things out all day long? They're productive, they're getting things done, and some struggle to do one thing? It could be so frustrated. I know, I've been there. In today's video, we're going to discuss what it takes to truly unlock an elevated mindset. See, I'm a family nurse practitioner. I've seen it all. I've seen behavioral health as well as physical, and I've taken care and support people in that aspect. And I've done well over a decade of personal growth and development. But today, in this video today, what we're going to do is dive into what it really takes to have an elevated mindset. I am literally going to hand you the key to unlock that elevation and be on your journey. You ready? Let's do this. First, as we go through, you might see me looking at some notes. I want to make sure I don't miss a thing for you. And an elevated mindset, when you are on an elevated mindset, you take that on, it's a game changer. You might ask, how is it a game changer? It's a game changer because it allows you to really be opened up to so many things that's available to you that you probably didn't know before. Things like what, you might ask? It allows you to see things differently. It allows you to have a different set of focus, a different view on things, and it really allows you to look at things as what they actually are. See, when you're in an elevated mindset, when you have an elevated mindset, problems are not just problems, they're a means for growth. You're probably wondering, what? What does that mean? See, without being on an elevated mindset, without having an elevated mindset, you look at problems as the end all. What stops you? What can very well cripple you from going the direction you're supposed to go? However, when you adapt a mindset that's in an elevation journey, that's taking you further to the next level, yeah, problems will come. We're humans. Of course it's going to come. But you look at it with the mindset like, okay, how do I get through this? It's not something that stops you. It's something you get through it. You go around it. You go above it. But you succeed. You get on the other side of the problem. You're not stopped by it. And it's something that I've learned, like I said, through my years of learning and doing this personal growth and development work, that it shifted for me. Once I started seeing the positivity, the growth, the resilience that problems bring with it, I learned to embrace it. And you might even ask, how did you learn to embrace it? What happened? See, I saw beyond it. I saw beyond the problem itself. I gained tools through mentorship. I gained tools to reading different books. I gained tools to doing different assignments and assessment in the various groups that I participated in. I gained tools that allowed me to see, Alberta, this problem, it's not here just to stop you. It's here to make you look at the bigger picture. If anything, the challenges that I face along the paths of life, it even made me hungrier for the things that I desire. Let me put it that way. Sometimes we want something, right? Sometimes we're inquiring about something. We see it as an opportunity for ourselves, but we see it so far away that it almost seems unreachable. On an elevated mindset, with an elevated mindset, while on an elevation journey, it changes the view. You start to change your view of seeing things. Things may be far, and a journey like this, you start making plans. You start making plans as to, okay, this is the desired outcome. You start with the end in mind. This is where I want to be. Perfect example, we're in January. This is where I want to be in December. What am I going to put in place today? What am I going to do right now to achieve that? What are the steps that I am going to take to start working towards that outcome? As if you've already have it and you start working towards it. You start to shift your mindset of the way that you're thinking about things. Not eventually, someday maybe. It's not far off. You bring what you need right there in front of you. You start doing work like visualization. Visualization, if some of you have never done it, you could Google, you could look up different ways by reading books, but you start visualizing. There is so much power in visualizing what you want. You take hold of it. You take hold of it. It's even spoken of in the Bible. Write your dreams, make it plain. You start visualizing. You make it plain. You make it as plain as can be. You see the color. You see the shape. You see the size. You see the height. You see the width. You see the depth. You see every single thing about whatever it is that you envision, that you desire, that you want, that you believe is coming. Because it's coming. It's coming. You give it a life. You give it a name. You really bring it to your life as something that you already have. See, if it's in your psyche, it's in the forefront of your mind. It exists for you. You know, so many of us were either in this YouTube journey or in life journey or whatever journey we're on. We look at things that we want and we forget the very power of, wait a minute, getting present to, wait, how am I going to obtain that? Well, I want it. I desire it. God's put it in my heart. It's for the greater good. What am I going to do? It's not outside of your ability. It's not so far-fetched. It's a transition of our mind. Start to really grasp things. Start visualizing it. Start writing it down. The key is there. It's giving to us. It's available. That key that I show you, it is your key. It's up here. It's in your heart. It's in your actions. You don't plan to lose 50 pounds by the end of the year and sit there today. You start taking the steps. You start taking the action. You don't say, I'm going to grow my YouTube channel and you're not posting. You start speaking what's there for you. You don't say, I'm going to purchase, a car and you don't start budgeting. You start doing the steps. And another thing is you start putting yourself in situation. Let me learn about money management. Let me learn about weight management. Let me learn about growing a YouTube channel. You start putting yourself in situations that really nurture that to give it the life. It's interesting because earlier on I was in a Zoom call with one of my mentors, and one of the things she mentioned was for, I guess, a good 3 years, she disappeared. People were like, wait a minute, where'd you go? Afterwards, and I think what she said was, as a child was growing up in the neighborhood and stuff and was moving on to high school, and she says, wait a minute, she was little. They say, yeah, we haven't seen you for a couple of years. She was busy. She got focused. See, when you're on an elevation journey, you really want to elevate your life, you might need to skip a few things. You may not be able to attend all the meetings, all the hangouts, you might have to say no to a few things and laser focus. See, sometimes we get so broad that, wait, what am I supposed to be doing? We lose sight of that. So I'm reminding you, this is just January. There is no time for discouragement. There is no time for second guessing. There is no time for double step. Oh, do I do it? You made a plan. You just made the plan. You just give your word to yourself, your own integrity level of doing something. So right now, the action it awaits you because you're in an elevation journey. The key has been given to you. The opportunity to unlock that, it exists. It exists for you. Simple practice, simple practice that you can take. Start writing your things down. Every day, write down, take a few minutes. What you're grateful for this one specific thing when you achieve it, as you're achieving it. Start being present with it, but start writing down how it's going to help you. What a blessing it will be. Make it so real, so plain. Don't write when I get this. I have this and this is what I'm doing with it. Bring it in the present tense. It's not in the future. It's not in the past. It exists for you. Make it plain, make it clear. You know, you got to get practical about it. Get very practical, like I said, the way that it looks, the way that it smells, whatever it's going to be, the way that you feel, speak of it. Bring it to life. Bring it into your existence. You know, for a lot of us, sometimes we think by doing that, I'm tricking myself. I'm not being true to myself. Like I said, I've worked in various settings and have worked with a lot of people. There is something so incredibly powerful with someone that stays present and they're grateful about the present of what's happening. Issues are going to come. That's going to want to take you off your game. But when you're staying present, you can identify, okay, this is a setup. It's not a setback. It's setting you up to see what are you really made up of. Whatever it is that you're working towards, whatever it is that you desire, you want to accomplish, you have to want it so much that it becomes something that you really get present. You really get clear on. You don't need to convince others. Keep telling yourself what it means. Not in a way of convincing yourself, but in a way of keeping it present for yourself. Because it's your goal. It's your dream. You wrote it down. It is your plan. We can't be wishy-washy, start something and then start second guessing and start being fearful about what ifs. Get the what ifs out of the way. What if it blows up and be beyond your wildest? What about that? Entertain those thoughts and see the biggest impact it can have. You know, well, you'll need a staff to support you along the plans. How would that look? How exciting that would be. It's not out of your reach. It's not just for the big superstars. It's for an individual like yourself, an individual like myself. It's for the thirsty. It's for the workers. It's for the diligent ones. It's for the ones that says, no, I'm not taking no for an answer. Not this time. No, I am not taking no. It's a yes for me. I'm a yes for this. This is not just a hope. This is not just a hoax. This is not just a dream. This is a plan that's going to be realized. And I'm here to see it materialize. What will it take? You know, just ask yourself, what will it take? It takes staying up. I'm staying up. It takes long hours. I've got this. It takes a few phone calls. I'm doing it. It takes me learning about it on the internet. Okay, I'm going to school. I'm doing my homework. Whatever it will take. If you tell yourself that you have it in you, you will see it materialize. Give yourself an opportunity to be surprised. Be surprised by the very thing that you're going to do. See, it gets old when we start telling us things and we don't realize it. We don't see it into fruition. It gets so old and exhausting. And we do that year after year after year. And then we say to ourselves, you know, might say, I'm going to see a change. Change does not happen like that. Change will happen, but you have to participate. It is your plan, your participation. People will respond based on how you're participating. How are you showing up for yourself? How are you being consistent with yourself? You know, and it doesn't start with mountaintop experience. It could start with telling yourself 5 minutes a day, I'm going to do this. 5 minutes a day, I'm going to write 3 things I'm grateful for. 5 minutes a day, I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and say, you're doing this. Why are you doing this? I'm going to talk to myself, give myself the reminder of what this is going to do for myself and others. If that's what it takes, do it. I'm going to take 5 minutes to do research on that and learn new things to enhance my understanding of whatever it is. See, we don't have to wait for things to be completely figured out. Sometimes that's what I've learned. People wait, okay, Albert, I haven't figured it out yet. Well, you're not supposed to figure it out. You're along the path of learning and growing and developing and elevating. You're on a journey. You just got a journey. If you're here because you want to learn and grow, you have things in your mind, you have a channel that you want to grow, you have a channel that you want to see beyond, you want to leave something for your family, you have a business that you want to take off with, you have a book that you want to write, start with writing the first chapter. Start with your own introduction, Start with whatever it is, but start. Start taking steps. Too many of you are like, you know what? I know I'm going to do it. This is my year. Well, it's 2025. Hello, we're here. What's your action? What's your plan? Wake up. Wake up for yourself. Wake up for your ideas. Wake up for your thoughts. The key has been given to us. God has blessed us with everything that we need. You just need to change your mind. Change the way that you think about things. Change the way that you see things, And you might ask, well, what are the benefits of this elevated mindset? I'll tell you, I wrote some of them down. It improves your mental health. I'm telling you, the people that I work with an elevated mindset, with the benefit of an elevated mindset, as I was saying, it's to improve your mental health. A lot of times people have issues with mental health, and I'm not negating that. I completely understand that. But sometimes I think those with an elevated mindset, it has been such an improvement in their own mental health. So that's something that benefits that. Increases resilience, like I was talking about, you could be so much more resilient with an elevated mindset. Everything is not doom and gloom. And it takes you so much further. Better relationships, you don't have to be a people pleaser. In an elevated mindset, you're able to set boundaries. Even better problem solving abilities. I know for me, I remember specifically, as some of you know, I'm divorced. My daughter, I wanted her to go to a particular school that was going to help her in her future. And at that time, I was sitting in a court office finishing some things. My ex-husband was there and my attorney. And when I asked, no flag on him, but when it was asked, he said, no, I can't pay for that. That's just not part of the deal. But I know that would have benefited her. And my attorney says, yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be a go, Alberta. I said, well, I guess I'm going to pay for it. He says, Alberta, he's looking at the numbers. He knew my numbers. And obviously he was not, ex-husband was not going to be paying. But I said, I'll do it. That's where she's going to go. He's looking at me like, how? The math was not mathing. But of course, being in an elevated mindset, having been doing this work for, well over a decade. And I said, she's going to go there. And long and behold, to make a long story short, she went Excel and she'll be graduating from there this year. And I don't say this just to, toot my horn, but it's just when you're an elevated, as indicated, there will be obstacles, but on an elevation journey, you learn to get past those obstacles and push forward towards your dream. I hope this fuels you to do that. And as always, be good to yourself and be good to others. I will see you in the next video. Stay the course. Let's do this. Bye-bye.